All right, we're here. We're live. Um, Good morning, everybody. Let's start with a word of prayer first, rather than ending it. Okay. Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for this time that we can just learn and do cool things and create and help everyone here to get a lot out of this video and help me to do a good job. All right. And in your name I pray, amen. Okay, so I am starting. Here we go. Okay, that's set up. And okay, so what I did here, this is another project that I'm working on. And notice, here's the thing, I didn't have to do any git commands. I don't have to know anything. What I gave an instruction for is I want to save, but I don't want to push them. Meaning I don't want this to be alive. I don't want them to be in my project, in my live project in Vercel and in the host. So it says I'll save your changes to Git without pushing them. Let me commit. So here are the commands if you wanted to do this, on your own without doing that. Git add, all that stuff. See, that's why it's kind of nice to not need to do that. Git diff. It's hard to, even though I kind of know what this stuff means, it's it would be a lot of work just knowing okay, how exactly should I do this? It automatically comments too. So this means with a comment, with a message, and it just kind of summarizes what you did. Git log, online, status, all that stuff. Perfect. I've saved your changes locally. And so files committed. Your other uncommitted work remains staged for you to commit separately when you're ready. Okay. So I don't know if I want to commit those. Remain staged. Project. Will the committed work still be saved? Let's just make sure. Okay. It will remain in the directory. Okay, so good. So now we can go into our Ramsey Coach folder here. We've left this project. Let me just grab some. Let me grab a little bit of tea. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so here's where we are in our Ramsey Coach app. And right now we're just kind of testing, right? We want to do, whenever you want to start these, just do Claude. And you open up Claude. Here we go. And then this is how you test. npm run dev. Okay. I know it's gibberish, but just remember that and you'll be fine. So today we're going to go over kind of just some some really basic hold on. I think, do I have... I don't have this right. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now my other recording is on correctly. So that's good. Alright, so take control of your future. So if you want to add an image, which we probably should do, you're going to have to do that externally. So let me see if I have a good image. I don't want to show a bunch of pictures that are maybe more personal, so so this is a really good image. It's .jpg, but under... So if you want to move, these images into your folder, you have to do copy. Yeah, you should use .jpg if you're going to use a big image. Like this would be huge on this. Your icons can be .png, and I think .svg, but don't quote me on that. I know .png is good. So JPG just means they don't take up as much space. So a big stunning photo like this would potentially make your site load slow. And if it's PNG, if it's JPG, it'll usually be fine. And you can even check with Claude on that. You can put in, hey, this file is this file here is 8,000. I'll just show you. This file here, JPG, it's 8,584 kilobytes. You can put that into Claude and be like, hey, should I keep this JPG or make it a little bit better and convert it to PNG, or would that make my site slow? And Claude can tell you, and pretty much any AI can tell you that. So you can just, so what you do if you want to move this, so you can just copy or cut. Copy, I'm just going to copy so I want it saved there. And then, and then you go into where your project is, which is probably, it's going to be in Ubuntu. And you got to find it, right? For me, it's Ellis Island. And which one is it? Where is the Dave Ramsey? There it is, Ramsey Coach. And I think you can put it into public, but actually, hold on. I need to create a place for this to go. So you can actually find it where, you can actually find where this would be pulled. So, but I'm going to tell Claude, show me where the placeholder image pulls from which file folder. Yeah, folder. I'm going to add an image now, so please direct me to that. If a new folder needs to be created, please do that. And I'm thinking it'll be in public. I think it might actually create a new folder with like image, like assets or something. Find placeholder image location. Okay, so this is like one of the commands that you maybe want to keep track of. And maybe should have been more specific, the hero image placeholder. But all of your pictures, all of your images should be stored in the same place anyway. So it's just trying to figure out. You might even be able to look for it here. Placeholder. Yeah, there we go. Make dir p public / images. So that makes sense. Oops. I was in search. I was in search mode. This is search mode, by the way. You can read these and you can just go through all these. I have this super base thing, but I don't really have it connected. But yeah. But you want to click here and press 1. I've actually had it where I was in this space and I clicked 1 trying to answer this and it like messed up my code. So you want to make sure you click in this box to answer these questions. Otherwise, you'll click somewhere else and you'll change something. So want to be aware of that. Image folder. So now the image folder is there. And there it is. Okay, so you just add it here. Paste. Okay. So it is now there. And so what we can do is we can find it. These zone identifiers, you're going to want to delete these. They just take up space. Delete. Okay, so then we can copy relative path. And we can put that in our hero section, where it should be somewhere around here. Is this import image? Oh, from Next.image. Where's Next.image? Or Next/image? Image. Replace with actual image. Where is it? Where is it? Is it in here? You can also just instruct Claude to do it. So, okay, an image in the folder. So please use that image for the hero folder. So we'll see where it puts it. I thought I could find it in here, but the code is a little bit confusing. It says put it in there, but I don't know. Oh, what we're going to want to do is initialize repository. So, okay. Yeah, so all of this was like the placeholder. So now we just have this nice little bling. Let me do this stuff too before or right after this is done. We gotta figure that out. And deprecated. You might want to take a look at these two. And if there's configuration is deprecated. Yeah, if there's any warnings in your test environment, you can put that in here and it'll make sure it's in a better format and stuff. So there it is. So it shows up, looks stunning, right? Really nice. So I think that goes pretty well with the color scheme too. It's a little bit of blue and gold. This is green and gold. I think I want a little bit of a darker green to go with this, but it's not super important. But you know, you just click on that initialize repository in it, and it looks at all these like these are all uncommitted. So, okay. So here, we want to make sure this is in our Git repository, by the way. So, what we want to do is, oh, you could have actually, yeah, you could have actually gone into the other place. It gave you an option to do new repository. So you do repository name. Yeah. So I'll name it the same thing. So Ramsey Coach. Is that right? Is that what we named this? Yeah, Ramsey Coach. So description. What I'm going to do is actually have Claude write a description for this. So let me just go into new chats. And I'm going to say, can you write a description for my new project in GitHub which corresponds to my site or my code that generates a website for Ramsey personal, let's see, Ramsey Solutions personal finance site, which gives personal finance coaching to those who need it, possibly in debt. I would maybe describe like, I don't even know if this is like, if you need to be that specific, but you can create things that are, oh wow, it's creating more than I thought. I thought it would just create like a simple little thing. So working site, copy this into your, oh, it's for the README file. Yeah, and actually you can copy this stuff like in here. So you can look at this. So I'm gonna make these changes. So MIT, I think that's really the only thing you need. Public is fine. No template. No README. No get ignore, because we have that. We're gonna have that in our file anyway. The only thing that you really need to worry about is add license and then a description. So for the description, I left all settings, well, configuration settings as none or similar, but I changed it to MIT license. Is that how you spell license? I always get license wrong. Lice. So like, that doesn't look right at all. This is gonna, how do you spell license? License. Man, oh man, I should have known that. License. There we go. So let's just do that. Got it. Concise. Yeah, okay. So this is more what it will put. It's tight and I have what it does. You can adjust the length. Yeah. So I'll just put that in this repository. So it tells you Next.js website for Ramsey Solutions, personal finance coaching, demonstrating code ownership. Alright, good. Web Launch Academy. Yeah, so I actually, like, because I have this in settings, it's telling you it's a reference implementation for Web Launch Academy students. So that's typically not what it's going to probably put for you. But I have in settings to like put the context around Web Launch Academy stuff. So you can put your own settings in, I think, here. And you can just put in like, specific context for what you want. You don't really have to do much else. Once you put in the settings and provide context for like how you want Claude to talk to you, that's really the only super helpful thing that you need. Yeah. Alright, so moving on. So yeah, just create repository. And so what you can do here too is you can just copy and copy this URL into your project. I believe can you push and I think it can do this just directly like that. Yeah, so it'll figuring out main doesn't have any commits yet. Oh, right, yeah, because I need actually to create an initial. It's totally new. So yeah, I should have specified it's totally new. So get remote add. And so should be able to add it in there. Yeah, so it's adding all files. Stage all files for commit. Let me just make sure. Yeah, this is all working. So, oh, I forgot to I forgot when I'm clicking, I want to do this. So, yes, proceed. Initial commit. Okay. So let me just make sure everybody kind of got that. So let me go back, and let me just redo this a little bit in case you couldn't catch where my pointer was. So this is like my dashboard. So you can actually press this for a new repository. It says repositories. You can click this, but if you don't see this as your home page, if you're like just starting out, you can click this guy. It'll open this up, and then you click repositories. Yeah, one of you were saying you need me to like make sure where my pointer is. So here's new. You click new, and then this is where you are, right? Repository name, description, and then you just choose MIT license here. MIT. There we go. And again, MIT doesn't mean you like went to a university. It's just the type of license. So then you do create repository once all that's done. But for now, I have a repository already that's created. And there it is, Ramsey Coach, updated 4 minutes ago. Initial commit. So, okay, there we go. I was like, why isn't anything there? Okay, so you have to push all of it. Permission, so you have to unable to access. So there we go. So yeah, local commit. Oh, it's configured to Ellis Island Lab 2. Oh, okay. Git config. Then reauthenticate. I wonder why. Was this Ellis Island too? Okay. Yeah, I need to re-authenticate. Yeah, this isn't something that you'll have to worry about. I just have two separate accounts, so it makes things a little bit confusing. Yeah, git config. And you can even run like stuff in here, but SSH instead of HTTPS. Get remote. I think this is actually the way to go. I don't think that's the way to go. I don't know though. Git. I'm gonna have to cut this out of the video, but let me do this. I'll just do it. Let's see what happens. Yeah, you shouldn't. You all shouldn't have a problem with this. It's just I created two accounts.